Well, friends, ever wondered if there was a game show where you can hear a popular little number in an instrumental way and then you can guess what it is? Well, I think you know what game I'm talking about. That game would be Name That Tune. And in order to promote the new season coming up next week, here's my thoughts on this game on the wide world of game shows. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews presents Wide World of Game Shows. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to the Wide World of Game Shows. It's a little something created by yours truly, the Big D. That's me. So today's game show I'm going to be talking about will be none other than Name That Tune. Yes, Name That Tune. A game show that was originally created and produced by orchestra conductor Harry Salter and his wife, Roberta Simple Salter. The series features contestants competing to correctly identify songs being played by an on-stage orchestra or band. Now, there are many versions. I'll talk about a few of them, but I'll only talk about two of them I'm mostly familiar with. The 1984 to 85 syndicated version, which was the new $100,000 Name That Tune, and the current version, which is going to be starting its new season next week on the Fox network. Now then, the show originally started on NBC Radio and aired on there from 52 to 54, 74 to 75, and 1977. It was later picked up on TV and aired on CBS from July 6, 1953 to October 19, 1959. Those I've never seen. I think you can find some of those on YouTube. Now, I'll tell you more in a little bit. As I get to it, a short-lived revival for syndication followed in 1970. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty tough and what have you. Okay, here we go. Now, actually, NBC originally aired it on TV first before it went to CBS. Its host was Red Benson. When it moved to CBS, it was later hosted by game show pioneer Bill Cullen. Then George DeWitt took over for the rest of the run from 55 to 59. Yes. In 1959, CBS canceled the show due to the wake of the quiz show scandals. Anyway, now, let's see here. Richard Hayes hosted this short-lived revival in 1970 that only ran for one season. But 3 years later, after that version was canceled, a second revival came up in 1974 and was more successful. But I haven't gotten to see that version, but I've seen there are some episodes of that version on YouTube, and probably the best remembered syndicated version, hosted by Tom Kennedy. This, of course, would be one of his first big games. Well, I might be wrong, though, but this was one that lasted a long time for him. And was produced by Ralph Edwards in association with Sandy Frank Productions. Ralph Edwards, of course, would later go on to work with Stu Billett and working on The People's Court as well as the underrated dating game Buzz. Then later on, and during that time, NBC picked up a daily version of Name That Tune for its daytime lineup, which ran from July of 1974 to January of 1975. So it lasted almost a half a year and was hosted by Dennis James, who would host the syndicated primetime version of The Price is Right. Then a second iteration of the daytime version, this time hosted by Kennedy, ran from January 3rd to June 10th, 1977. And both of those were lower paying versions of the concurrent syndicated version. But nevertheless, that version ran until 1981. Yes. But anyway, in 1984, it was back in syndication and was in 1984 and was called the new at first $100,000 Name That Tune, which was the version I was mostly familiar with since I had seen that show before in reruns when it got aired. Well, got rerun on, let's see, I think I did see this on CBN long before it became Freeform, and USA. I know I've seen it on there. The Family Channel was the last, and well, CBN later became the Family Channel. Anyway, now you can find full episodes of the Jim Lang version on here. That's who hosted. Jim Lang hosted that version. And of course, that's the man best known for hosting the Dating Game. He also hosted several other games like Barry and Enright's Bullseye. Anyway, now both the syndicated versions with Kendi and Lang are currently distributed by Prestige Entertainment Group. Now, also, you can find 20 episodes on Tubi, but they're just kind of in no particular order. Now, after 1985, Name That Tune was never seen again. Now, there were many times they would resurrect it, including various pilots, one with Donny Osmond, and for CBS, and there was even some for the MTV networks or what have you. And, well, Moore was trying to get up and going, even when with Elizabeth Banks, who, of course, currently hosts Press Your Luck at the time. Well, as of now. But anyway, however, in October 2020, it was reported that Eureka Productions and Prestige Entertainment were preparing to begin production of a new show in Sydney, Australia for an unspecified network with American Australians as contestants. But anyway, on November 18, 2020, Fox officially announced the series. And then in January of the following year, it was January the following year, it would be picked up. Hosted by actress Jane Krakowski, and now having the band leader being former American Idol judge Randy Jackson. Of course, this would accompany the Masked Dancer. And now, of course, the show is going to be coming back. And it's going to be more of a celebrity edition when it starts next week. Now, Name That Tune's been shown in other countries as well. But for now, yeah. Now, of the shows, the series, let's see. Yeah, there was a lot of those big time conductors. Bob Alberti was the conductor of the orchestra for the first season of the 70s run. Tommy Oliver replaced him in 75, and Sam Worth replaced him in 78. Well, they went through so many changes. Tommy Oliver actually returned to lead the orchestra for the Jim Lang version. Now, of course, Randy Jackson, of course, is the band leader, and he performs announcing duties at the beginning of the show. Now, unlike the other versions, they have singers and what have you. But however, they won't sing the title of the song because that would be cheating. Anyway, in a game, contestants stood across the stage from two large ship's bells as the orchestra started playing tunes. That's in the original version. When contestants knew the tune, they ran across the stage to ring the bell and name that tune. Yeah, for various amounts of money and all that jazz, and it would be leading up to the Golden Medley. Now, the original series of that for that version, all the tunes were selected by home viewers. Each correct tune won money for the win contestant as well as the home viewers. They did lots of other things on there, but that's all I'm telling you. Now, the 1974 to 1981 versions. Let's see. Plus, plus the 1984 version did share some things and what have you. Like the first thing they did was the Melody Roulette, which they played. It was a big wheel that was spun, kind of like the big wheel they would use on Match Game later on, to determine a cash prize for identifying the tune. Well, they had various amounts of money, and even two spaces that marked double. And that would double the amount of money. Now, later on in the Kennedy run, there would be a new car space ad, but soon it was replaced by two generic prize spaces. Now, other games, these were only played in the second round, different types: Build a Tune, Cassette Roulette, The Money Tree, Pick a Prize, Pick a Tune, Ring That Bell, and Sing a Tune. Now, of course, I've never seen the 70s series with Tom Kennedy and what have you, but I'll try and look into them, though. But like I said, I'm just going to get to the ones I'm mostly familiar with. Then later on, they go to Beta Note, and that's, of course, the final head-to-head round of the show, except from 78 to 81 during the 84 to 85 tournament, when it was the penultimate round. After giving a clue towards the song, the two contestants alternate bidding as to how few notes they need to identify it, ranging from 7 to none. Bidding ends when one contestant challenges the other to name that tune, or a bid of 1 or even 0 notes is given by a player. Correctly identifying the song earns the contestant a point, while missing it gives the point to the opponent. And the first person to reach 3 points wins, and goes on to play the Golden Medley. Now, of course, the Golden Medley is really a good challenge. For the final round, the contestant must identify 7 tunes when a 30-second time limit. The champion stops the clock by hitting a buzzer, and that cues the band to stop playing and can either give an answer. If they get the answer correctly, they get a point. They can pass if they want, and they can come back to it if there's time. Once all 7 tunes are played, the contestant may return to the tunes passed if there's time. The game ends when a contestant identifies all 7 tunes, runs out of time, or gives an incorrect answer. That's a word of warning. If you miss an answer, that automatically ends the game instantly. Yep. Like I said, this changed up so many. They later on had a little thing called the $100,000 mystery tune, which went from 76 to 78, and then there was tournaments and all that jazz. Now, of course, the $100,000 Name That Tune from 84 to 85 started with the Melody Roulette. Now, the maximum number of tunes was 7 in the earliest episodes, but was reduced to 5 shortly thereafter. Now, the wheel spun after every tune initially, but later the wheel was spun only once at the beginning of the round to determine the award for the winner, which displayed amounts from $250 to $1,000. The maximum number of tunes was increased back to 7 along with the wheel change. Next up is Tune Topics. It was the second game of the day on all episodes except for 1 week. And that would be Tune Countdown, but I'm not familiar with that one. Now, originally one topic was exclusively shown, but it was quickly changed to a presentation where one of 5 categories was shown to be chosen at random. However, it was obvious that the category was simply pre-selected as before. 10 points were given to the contestant who identified the most tunes out of 5. Now, then, and of course, the orchestra would play 5 tunes with a specific theme. Now, for the second round for 1 week of episodes was the tune countdown. Now, it was played as a 20-second version of the Go and Medley Showdown. After that, Bid a Note came up, but it was the same as before. Also, if by any chance it ends in a tie after Bid a Note, they go to a tiebreaker. Whoever gets it wins. But if they miss it, then the other contestant will automatically win. Then the Go and Medley will be played. Each tune was worth at least $250 in prizes, with an unspecified amount in prizes, usually including a vacation, awarded for naming all 7 tunes, along with an entry into the monthly tournament. And boy, I gotta tell you, there was a lot of stuff. I haven't really seen much of a tournament. I'd like to though. But anyway, after this, it was gone, and then the 2021 version came, and it was a full hour show with 2 different episodes. Now, of course, there was a rotating round of first games that included by request, where the contestant chooses one category from a list of 6, and a tune fitting it is played. The one who correctly names it gets to choose the next category, with the just used one removed from the list. Mixtape. All tunes fit a single topic given by the host, that's Jane Krakowski. On Shuffle, where contestants must name one tune by each of 6 different artists, chosen at random and from a display list, and each artist is identified and removed from the list only after the tune has been named. Remixed is where contestants must name a series of pop tunes as they are performed in a range of different styles. After a tune is correctly named, the house band performs it in its original style. Spin Me Round, which is a wheel spun before each turn to choose one of 9 musical genres at random, and a tune from that genre is played. And then contestants must name tunes fitting a topic given by the host in title track. 2 topics are played, each with 3 tunes. After that, they'll go on to the next round, which is bid a note, with a maximum bid of 10 notes. If the low bidder misses, the opponent gets to hear all the notes before responding, rather than scoring by default as before. 4 tunes are played, with the first one worth 10,000, the value increasing by 5,000 per subsequent tune. The high score advances to the Go and Medley, which is played as in earlier versions, with 7 tunes to be named in 30 seconds, no vocals. The contestant wins $10,000 for each of the first 6 correct responses and $40,000 for the 7th, for a top prize of $100,000. Now, a wrong answer at any time ends the round. The contestant may pass on a tune and return it after hearing all 7 if there's time. Now, I wish the new version best of luck. I hope they got good celebrity contestants, and I hope they don't screw up with the things. Because now in the Jim Lang version, they did allow them to sing lyrics and what have you for their answering if they include the actual name of the song. In the current version, no. That just made me just like, no. I kind of regret doing that, but hey, nobody's perfect. But anyway, I love Name That Tune. It's absolutely good. Well, now there was a 2001 series of a spin-off called Name That Video, aired on VH1 in 2001. Anyway, there was also lots of games and what have you, and merchandise. And so, anyway, oh yeah, you can also find the current version of Name That Tune. You can also find, if you missed it last year, or if you want to see it again, you can find the full episodes of the version from last year on YouTube and Tubi as well. And stay tuned for the new season coming up next Tuesday on Fox. Just check your listings and see what time it'll be on. I don't know when it's gonna come on. So anyway, that's it. So now you know about Name That Tune. Boy, that was a long one. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Name That Tune? You can tell me what you thought about the show. Have you ever watched Name That Tune? Tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time when I bring to you my review of The Hunger Games. And I'm not sure what's coming up next in the Wide World of Game shows. And I plan to do Match Game, but a date has yet to be announced for that. I have yet to get it up for a date, okay? So anyway, that's all I'm going to tell you. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, consider check out these other episodes of the Wide World of Games shows. In the upper left-hand corner is the episode I did on Wheel of Fortune. The upper right-hand corner is the one I did for the Newlywed Game, which has already been scorching a path up in the views and what have you. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see the Wide World of Game Shows episode I did on The Price is Right, the longest running game show out there, as far as I know. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., as well as the Wide World of Game Shows, then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.